Hey Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Great. So, we've been learning French for the last 3 months together. Can you tell me about you in French?
Je m'appelle Paul.
Très bien,
J'habite à Denver, Colorado,
très
aux
bien,
États-Unis.
très bien.
Euh,
Quel est ton travail?
euh, euh, je travaille en juridique
Juridique, très bien,
avec la compagnie Comcast.
très bien.
Euh,
Et super. Et tu vas faire quoi aujourd'hui?
Euh, je travaille chez moi
Très bien,
et j'ai besoin de prendre ma voiture
pour aller
euh,
où?
à la dealer pour mechanical work.
Pour faire des réparations?
OK, oui.
Pour faire des réparations.
En faire de pièces.
Hein. Et tu vas là-bas à quelle heure?
Let's see, diesel.
10 heures? Non, ok. Et maintenant, c'est quelle heure?
L'appointment,
Le rendez-vous?
et le rendez-vous, oui, et pour non, à 10 heures,
10 heures. Ok,
10 o'clock, 10 heures.
ok, ok, super. Super. So, can you repeat what you do in English as a job?
I work in the legal department for Comcast, and I manage legal contracts.
Perfect. So, would you say you have a busy schedule?
Oui. My schedule is very busy.
Okay. And how convenient was it to work with me and my school in terms of, did you have to go somewhere else?
No, it was very convenient because I like the two pieces to it. So there's the online piece, both one-on-one and the group. And then there's the piece that I can do at my schedule from your flashcards and your you've stored some sessions that can be used at my schedule. So um, versus just a course that has just recorded type stuff, I can have a blend there, which is helpful.
And also, yeah.
And given the disparity of time zones, it was you were very helpful in finding people that were close up to my time zone that we could work out based on my work schedule and when I was home. So yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah, and it's something you cannot really find when you go to like a physical school, right? It's not usually at the hour that you need.
That's the other best part of it. I don't have to get in the car and drive across town to a classroom, and it's snowing heavily or whatever. I can do it online, which means if I do have some time during the day, I can actually get on at work or now can get on the phone while I'm on the bus. So I really have 24/7 connectivity that gives me a much greater degree of flexibility.
Great. Do you remember your level and confidence when we got started? The first session that you had with me and the other teacher, do you remember?
Yes, I do remember that.
Do you remember the session with Mathieu, the first one?
Yes, I do. And it was
let's just have a look to see, from what we started with.
Yeah.
Donc,
can you hear it? Yeah.
Yes.
Aujourd'hui, donc, ça va être la première conversation.
Oui, first. Okay, première, yes.
Du coup, ce que je propose, c'est qu'on apprenne à se connaître. Est-ce que je dois parler plus lentement?
Plus lentement. Oui.
Oui,
S'il vous plaît.
oui. Si je parle à cette vitesse, c'est bon?
Oui.
Oui. Du coup, je disais, nous allons apprendre à nous connaître pour parler français pour la première fois, ensemble.
Oh, this is going to be a struggle.
Donc, je vais poser des questions.
Okay, question. Okay, got that. Donc, got the word. So try again.
No problème. Donc, pour la première séance,
Parlez, speak.
nous allons apprendre à nous connaître.
We we are speaking on a connection. No.
Oui,
Oui.
oui. Par exemple, quel travail tu fais, si tu as des enfants, quels sont tes hobbies, nous allons parler de différents thèmes pour pouvoir pratiquer le français.
Okay. My computer just went crazy here. Okay, so let me just make sure. So are you asking what topics we should talk about?
Okay, so what do you think? You see some progress, or how do you feel?
Well, yeah, I
more
do.
confident?
Actually, this time around, I actually understood what he was asking about the topics, and we're going to talk about what you do for work, where you live, and talk about what we're going to learn. And so he was talking about your first conversation. You learn. So yes, I would have to say that over the period of the 3 months, I am much better at hearing and understanding the words, and would be in a better position instead of struggling totally to at least be able to respond better, even though I'm missing some of it. So yeah, no, there's no question there has been progress.
Okay, good. So yeah, do you know how many people try to speak French and never succeed? I mean, there's a lot of people. And do you know how many learn French but can speak French or communicate in France or in French? Like, it's very typical that people learn languages, French at the university, but when they get to France, they're not actually able to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was the other thing that your classes helped me with is, and I remember that from school, that the book learning, which has nothing to do with daily conversation. The French people drop the "ne" and all of those little issues there. So I get that colloquial. Getting to that's another level, obviously. But getting to that basic understanding of verbs and context, whatever, is first and foremost. So I mean, obviously from that first one, the foundation is going up.
And also confidence, right?
Oh yes. So instead of deer in the headlights, I'm now at least, even if I don't understand, I can at least ask in French. S'il vous plaît, je ne comprends pas.
Try to get through it.
I can at least continue the conversation, even if it's questions.
Good. So now I just want you to tell me a bit more about my services. So can you tell me a bit more about the one-on-one? It's not only with me. It's I share my connection, my teacher, so you have different interactions.
Yeah. So obviously you have a pool of people that you work with, that you assign or whatever to your to do the one-on-one. So I've had 3 people besides you. Um, um, and that's worked out well. They've all been in Mexico, which has been appreciated for the time zone issue. I'm sure it's been appreciated for them also. Um, and that's been good because it gives me a variety of people. Every person is different in their teaching approach, in their patience level, and whatever, and their accent and pronunciation levels. So that part's been good in having, frankly, um, three different people to
Interactions,
meet,
yeah.
and so that gives me that um, um, variety times 3,
Good.
which has certainly been helpful, and it's been helpful in how each one approaches how they interact with me.
Hmm.
So that's helped with a little bit of the my interaction then, because every person is different in how they ask the question or what they start with.
Good. Now, can you tell me more about, so now you did the one-on-one, of course, but you also had access to group coaching. Can you tell me
Yes.
more about the group coaching piece?
So the group coaching has been good. I have not been able to be there when a lot of the sessions are run because they're during my workday, and that may conflict. But the nice thing is that you always make the sessions available afterwards, so
Hmm.
I can go back and review. Um, when I can join a session, I think those are good because there again, you have interaction with multiple people, and on the student side, the levels of competence and ability are quite diverse,
Hmm.
and so I can sit there, I can be part of it and understand that. Woo, yeah, I'm not quite as bad off as someone else, but here's someone else that's a little bit above me, and I can strive to be there, and I can hear uh, their pronunciations, and I can hear them make the mistakes and have you correct it, which helps me on the conjugation or the words and forms. And I also like that the even where we're not actually on a session, where you're continuing to ask us questions and asking us to respond to a question. How do you say
Uh-huh.
X in French? How do you say X? What does this mean? Um, so there is plenty of opportunity to get yourself involved. I mean, you could literally sit on that site all day long if you wanted
Hmm. Hmm.
to, doing replays or responding to people as you can. So, um,
Perfect.
yeah.
So yeah, can you just be a bit, so for the group coaching, we have the membership, we have the weekly live, we have the WhatsApp. So can you tell me more about the WhatsApp piece?
Okay. Well, so the WhatsApp piece is the general gathering site, I guess. Um, and depending on what a person has the depth of their involvement or what they've signed up for. There can be several levels of WhatsApp, what's private or on the group piece. But the WhatsApp is nice because it's available on any number of devices. Um, so you could use it during your commute. If you're having a quiet moment at work, I can just put the earpiece in and hook up on my laptop. Um, and the cost is certainly great. Don't have to deal with long distance phone call costs and whatever. And it really, literally is a good gathering place for everyone all around the world for that class.
Yeah.
So,
So you said it's good to listen to other people, right?
yes,
Pronunciation and
because I get to hear people who have another language as their first language, whether it's Russian or Hindi or Spanish. So I get to hear their attempt to pronounce using a French accent and
Mhm.
understand that struggle there. And then also, of course, hear from you um, who is a French native. So yes, that range really can be very helpful because I get it now when some of these people, some of the people from other countries have another language say something, I have no clue what they said because of that accent issue. But that's helpful because it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Where someone listening to my pronunciation of French might be going, what?
Yeah. Okay, very good. So can you tell me a bit more about the flashcard? So when you sign up for the private coaching, I make your own flashcard when you make mistakes, and there's also like general flashcards. Can you
Yes.
can you tell me how
So,
it was helpful for you?
so that's helpful. I like flashcards, and that goes clear back to my schooling when you learned your multiplication tables in math.
Hmm.
And you have the flashcards. I mean, for me anyway, the flashcards is a good way to be exposed to something that you can repeat, 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 and it's good to help me memorize it. So your flashcards are helpful in two ways. One, your library is getting deeper. And so you have verbs in there, you have general phrasing now based on some of my conversations. Um, but, um, and then some of the decks are good in that there's a blank space for me to write it in so I can practice that piece.
Hmm.
And then there's the vocal piece so I can hear how the pronunciation is. And you usually repeat it at least twice. Um, and then instead of just flipping to the next card, I can select how that particular card went for me,
Hmm.
whether I need to review it again, whether that was great and we can move on. And so I can create my own mix of repeating
Hmm.
before I go on to the next deck. So I think the flashcards are an invaluable library that adds a great deal to the learning experience.
Perfect. Thank you. Now let's talk about it's some people they take an online course but they don't have any follow-up. So can you tell me about the follow-up that I do with you and the accountability partner, like keeping you accountable, checking on you, and making sure everything is going smoothly?
Yeah. So there's two pieces of that. So on the one-on-one side, obviously there's the accountability in that, okay, you're scheduled for this time to have this class. So I mean, you need to be there to do that. And then on those one-on-one conversations with you, we have the how are things going. We might go through a little something. Um, you have the ability to review what I did on the one-on-one. So you can kind of see my progress or where there might be gaps, and we can have that conversation. But on the WhatsApp piece, there, it's a conversation zone. So if you're not hearing from me for a while, or I have a private session there, you can respond. I can ask, and you can kind of see where we're going there. So then that's good. You can tap me on the shoulder and say, I haven't heard from you for a while, or can you send me something in voice? Can you respond here? So there is that, which is good. It's very easy to say, okay, I'll deal with it next week. Where you have the ability to nudge me and have me try some different things, like we just talked earlier about doing more voice interaction with you about my day,
Hmm.
and that'll be very easy to do on the WhatsApp piece. So yeah, so it is that unlike an online course where you can just turn it off and walk away for 2 weeks at a time, because you just can't be bothered. That's a little more difficult here, and that's good
Thank
because
you.
you're going to tap me on the shoulder and say what's going on. So if I wanted to walk away, yes, I could, but I would really have to sit there and go, okay, here's why.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that constant tap on the shoulder is good because you can't walk away for 2 weeks or you really get into a funk and a hole.
Thank you. So would you say the customer service is good or great?
Oh yes, no, because you are. All I have to do is reach out to you, and you will respond. time zones given there. You're very open about having actually a questionnaire form on the site. I have a question for you. I can fill it out and off it goes. You're obviously involved, daily, frankly, on the WhatsApp piece. You're always, and you're offering new questions and new conversation pieces. And I can see on the public side, on the group side, where you're correcting people or you're responding in some way. So, I mean, I have no clue how many hours total you're putting in a week, but you're obviously
Yeah.
going above and beyond to make this worthwhile for all of us.
Thank you. So would you say it's a VIP service?
Yes, it's and I'm speaking also because I have the one-on-one piece. There's a cost to it, and each person has to make that decision for themselves whether that becomes worth it. But I think I have received value plus for what I paid and from what I'm getting out of it. So there's no complaint there on my part at all.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you so much, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah.